I'm pleased to introduce Wonderware Intelligence 2014 R3. Let me first describe the main theme of this release using a real customer case. Customer requirement was to have a data store updated at most within 5 minutes of batch start and batch ends. Batches are stored in the MES database, transformed by the intelligence service, and stored into the intelligence data store. The way we would have done this with the previous release of intelligence is that we would have configured a refresh rate of every 5 minutes where the intelligence service queries the MES database, transforms and stores into the intelligence data store, and repeats every 5 minutes so that we capture the batch start and batch end at least within those 5 minutes. This results in a lot of unnecessary requests to the MES database and a lot of unnecessary processing by the intelligence service. In this case, we have something like 30 refresh execution in my example. With Intelligence 2014 R3, we introduce now a new REST-based API that allows us to keep the intelligence data store as current as possible while minimizing the impact on the data source. Here's how we do it. Basically, we want to detect the batch start, and this can be done through a script, an application server, workflow. It could be a web page that detects the event of the batch start and batch end and sends a request to the intelligence service through the REST-based API. And we do the same thing at the batch end and for all subsequent batches. In our example here, now we only had 4 refresh executions executed just in time at the batch start and the batch end. So we really minimize the time it takes to update the intelligence service and the impact on the source system and on the intelligence service. So this allows us to really control the refresh and calculation of the intelligence data store by allowing events to trigger the update of the intelligence data store, either dimension measures or measures with a certain time range. Other improvements in the Intelligence 2014 R3 release are the ability to better leverage the historian data natively. For example, being able to create a time slicing dimension using directly historian tags instead of having to write a custom query. Also, we have a much faster concurrent licensing for Tableau Server, now leveraging a new API from Tableau software that allows us to acquire and release a license almost instantaneously. Also, installation and configuration of the licensing add-on was integrated into the main setup program. Intelligence now supports datetime2 data type of SQL Server. And in fact, all datetime fields in the data store are stored as datetime2, which means that they have a 7 digits precision after the second, basically 100 nanosecond accuracy. And finally, we've introduced views for monitoring the intelligence service to better understand what is happening in the background by the intelligence service. With that, I would like to thank the R&D team for their hard work into delivering this new release on time of intelligence. Thank you.